I'm Margaret in Windsor, and this is tape 2 that I just put up. This is the March the 7th. I believe it is. I'm so sick right now. I was trying to tell. I just took a picture of that, and it's down. It doesn't work. So I don't know if it was deliberately done that way or what. But yesterday I have been moved around. I'm allergic to chemicals. I have a immune disorder. And I've been force-fed toxic where I've had to live everywhere I go. I might get there. And you know how this sounds, or how people, if they don't care to listen to it. And I usually lay out photographs and like Larry Flynn endorsed me when I ran in a political campaign in '83 because I had written about mind control and doctors. I'd worked for doctors and how they can modify behavior and cause people to commit crimes, or they can make cancer. And so then, I mean, you can go back in anything I've said, the timeline, and it proves itself. The Tesla files, which I didn't know anything about, I didn't know that's what I was writing about, was stolen. The mechanism used in modifying behavior is mind control and create illnesses or cure them. So when you're talking, you see where I'm at, the medical profession, you know, when you can cure or created illness back in the 30s, you can imagine the advances now. Well, now then the advances have been in all of the equipment and gone into hospitals and research grants and research in pharmaceuticals, so they don't want to tell about it. And I'm not sure at this point, the people in this country, it's really been like they just wanted me dead. I put on the other tape, and I realized I'm having a lot of trouble from whether I put the tape up or not. I've got a long list of tapes where I lay stuff out and all that. It hasn't done me any good either. I keep saying I had a letter from the FBI. And I have ongoing investigation, national security involved, is what they handed me. And then I had antifreeze put in me right after then, and all hell broke loose over and over again. I've been run like the worst criminal on the face of the earth when I haven't broken a law. But I wanted to get into, I quote this because Dr. Phil, he didn't mention me. I'm not saying that, but I thought it was the last segment Thursday. This is March the 7th. And he told about rheumatoid arthritis and the inflammation, and it's immune disorder. Well, the immune disorder is the same words I've used over and over. I found out that I'm allergic to chemicals, and my immune system attacks itself when when I'm force-fed toxic fumes. And I could live a normal life, but not when your environment is totally being controlled, and who's controlling it and how they get it done. Get to a maintenance man or the owner of the home or like HUD. I listed 3, and it takes and this is somebody that works for law enforcement. It's the only place I could get to live. And I've put this on here. I'm not going to go through that again and tell what happened, but it makes me look bad when I'm so sick and have to break a lease. And Americans run around, well, why don't you get an attorney? Well, I have tried. I can't. They'll either leave town the next day or a couple of days later or whatever. So you can't tell it all on here. I will say that the reason I showed that is they get things on people. So I came here yesterday, and I won't get to the background getting here, but someone who it really is the only one I can get to move me around, and I don't know if he's doing me a favor because he moves me from one place to the other, and he makes phone calls before he moves me. And then like yesterday when he did come to move me, because I couldn't live where I was living, it was too expensive this time, and at least they didn't soak me with chemicals, let me put it that way. But about the time he stopped to pick me up and pick up my few garbage bags and belongings because I lose everything, and I'm kept penniless and so sick I can't stand it. And a cop drove by, and that's not unusual, but are they protecting me? I'm dying. I'm just going to use this. Um, it's a disability, but it wouldn't be for me if I weren't fed the toxic fumes in where I live. I move, and I've quoted state trooper, Virginia state trooper, and in doing so, I jeopardize myself again. If I keep quiet, I do. I put it on YouTube, and it hasn't done any good telling them about all this. But anyway, Dr. Phil did mention on his program a lady from Pfizer he had on the last segment, and I thought they were using my words, what's happened to me. And it's an immune disorder. In my place, they're using it as a murder weapon to run me, and it can tear your lungs down. And with what they've done to me, I can hardly move. So anyway, yesterday, to make a long story short, I don't know if this picture has anything to do with it, but maybe that's a setup. But when I come in, the person that takes me around, he works for law enforcement, pointed it out to me. And it's a smoke detector that is just torn apart and left this way. It has no batteries, just ripped apart. But I came in after I had gone to another place. And these are owned by the Patels and Shaws that I've written about, who are friends. And see, get this, where it gets me. Senator John Edwards, State Senator of Virginia, and over the Intelligence Committee, and another one of the committees is, Goodlatte. I thought these two men, this is U.S. Congressman Goodlatte, who was over the agriculture, I thought they were friends. They certainly know everything about my kidnapping and what's being done to me. But they're really friends of the Patels, who become quite wealthy here. And this is where I'm at now. It's owned by one. It's a cheap one. Most of them are really, now they have become so wealthy here. They own everything here off I-85 in Troutville, Delville, and in Roanoke. And now they've spread out, and they've become really wealthy. So, and then you've got Mark Warner, who was a former governor. You've got, I hope Tim Kaine is good. I hope somebody in the mess is good. Suddenly they're all over in India. So this whole thing has been, this country kidnapped me and took down my father. And history has recorded a lie. And India used to be colony. British colony. So they've taken, if you want to look back and see who I am, and there's no doubt in that. Everybody knows it. They don't care. It's a joke that they could kidnap me and do the things to me. But I'm just going to continue with yesterday. Leaving out, because you can't tell it, the places I'm bounced around, I can hardly walk. I got a cane that I can't use anymore. I can't even walk anymore. So they really got me. And I went to the other place, and it makes it look like this, if you don't know the history, that this guy's helping move me around, and I'm just this flaky old lady, and he's helping me with garbage bags that I have my clothes in and carrying them in places. I went over to Salem at the Stay Out Inn. I called her several times and even gone and looked at it got him to take me over there. And when I got over there yesterday, everything changed. She upped the rent. She took my deposit. Had to give a deposit, which she had told me. And let me mind you, this is a crummy motel. But anyway, she took my money, and then she showed me all this list of rules. Can you believe it? I paid for the week. And then she said they have to come in and clean 7 days a week. And I have to get out while they clean. Well, then that was shocking, because I told her I'm allergic, if everybody around here didn't know it, that chemicals make me really sick. And, well, that didn't matter. And she had my money then that was cash. And she made me sign a thing that, there was no refund if I left. Well, they've done this in the past, the Patels have, a long time ago, before I had my job shut down, and I came here, and I finally, on the day I